So I recently started watching and finished watching The Boys, and I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of questions about it. If you want my overall opinion on the show, Season 1 is great, Season 2 is fine, not good, but it's fine enough. Season 3 has high highs but low lows. We lost the plot around Season 4, and Season 5 is dog shit. And an example of that dog shit, let's talk about Frenchie's death. Don't forget to like and subscribe or I will A-train your level. Spoilers for Ruby and The Boys. So the scene starts off with Frenchie, Sister Sage, and Kimiko trying to make the Soldier Boy project work, with Sister Sage double-checking Frenchie's numbers. Quick tangent, but can we talk about how useless Sister Sage is? Not only does she have access to the script in Season 4, which made her dangerous, but now in Season 5, she is just fucking useless, I guess. Especially when she joins the heroes. She could have tried to make the virus herself because she wants it released, but no.
Phase 2 is the end.
The end of what?
The world. After this soup-killing virus is released.
Wait, you want it released?
Oh, you bet I do.
And she inadvertently gave Homelander the V1. Yeah.
I don't understand. He wasn't supposed to. It's impossible.
Yes, I know Soldier Boy is unpredictable and I don't blame her for misreading Soldier Boy. I do blame her for not having a backup plan and for relying on Soldier Boy, who everybody knows is unstable. But instead she just kinda sits around moping about love because love is a logical error.
You could know.
Love is a logic error. Made me miscalculate that a disfigured Nazi Comstock could actually bring Homelander and Soldier Boy together. Love makes people unpredictable, and if I can't predict people, I am useless. Therefore, useless to you.
Bullshit.
When you can't predict people, you're useless? I thought you were the smartest woman in the world. I thought you were meant to be the smartest woman in the world. Clearly, there's other things you can do with your intelligence, except trying to predict people, right? Firecrackers seem to understand love pretty well, so...
I love you. We all need love, don't we? Even God.
I don't know why she is having trouble understanding it if she's the smartest woman ever. She really should have died in the same season as Firecracker, seeing how the two of them are meant to be opposites, but we can't kill off the strong black woman character. That would be racist. So she just kinda gets away with everything, including establishing an ethno-state and possibly assaulting someone in Gen V. I haven't seen it yet. She reminds me of Emerald and Ruby, but that'll be a topic for a different time. Anyway, they have Kimiko around heavy radiation and uranium for her to get Soldier Boy's nuclear powers, and another question, why aren't they in any sort of protective gear? This is literal radiation. Where are the hazmat suits or whatever? Also, where did they get this uranium from? They don't say it in the episode. Did they ship it out of the building from the previous episode or what? I guess they did. If so, where did they get the tools to safely mine the uranium? Did Frenchie use his ties to the IDF to make it happen? Anyway, the process seems to go well as Kimiko now has the eugenics mutation until, the Doppler system detects something flying towards them.
I set the Doppler system on the roof to detect unexplained objects or flying soups.
Homelander.
3 minutes.
That being Homelander. Now Frenchie says Homelander is 3 minutes away and it's not enough time to escape.
3 minutes, give or take. Not enough time to escape.
Excuse me? What good is this Doppler system then if it's just detecting it now? Frankly, it seems like more of a detriment because it could give off a sound that Homelander could hear. Luckily though, in a sequence that definitely takes more than 3 minutes of Frenchie having to carry Kimiko almost halfway across the building, and then hiding her within a place, which should take more than 3 minutes, but whatever. Frenchie is able to hide Kimiko and Sage in the only spot where there is a zinc cover.
Take her legs.
Yes, okay.
The only spot that is covered in zinc. I don't know why this is the only spot. They've definitely had time to make more spots for them. I figured if you can't run with this Doppler system, you'd at least have enough time to hide with this Doppler system, but nope, I guess it's just good for nothing. Also, I love how we are mentioning this when the last time we mentioned Homelander being unable to see through zinc was in season 1. But that's not important, I guess. Homelander being unable to see through a very common metal. Man, that would be pretty useful if they used it, but no. Why is this the only room with zinc? There should be rooms within rooms of zinc for you guys to be able to hide in. There should be entire places full of zinc. You guys should have a zinc grate underground for you to hide in. Why didn't you guys think of this? So what was the plan with the Doppler system? What was the plan? It detects Homelander here 3 minutes away, and then what do you guys do? You guys expect to escape in those 3 minutes? Because Frenchie says they couldn't. Is it because they had to carry Kimiko? Maybe. Or was it just because 3 minutes isn't enough time to escape from Homelander in general? So what was the plan? Nope. I guess Frenchie didn't think of that. Or Butcher. Or nobody here, I guess. They just kinda had this school. Did they think that Homelander wouldn't find their location at any point? I don't get this. But nope, they're just in this cramped ass spot that can barely hold Sister Sage and Kimiko. So... Also, why are we explaining Homelander's inability to see through zinc to Sister Sage?
Homelander cannot see through zinc.
She would already know this, seeing how she's the self-proclaimed smartest woman on the planet. But I guess the audience needs to know this. Anyway, after he gets Sage and Kimiko in this cramped spot, which Sage would definitely have canceled by now and have the Lex Luthor fate, he decides to lock the grate. I don't know what good locking this grate does because Homelander can just punch through it and it seems to just be wasting time instead. But whatever. Frenchie decides he will find another hiding spot, much like the Palestinian children. But uh-oh, Homelander is here. And he is walking slowly. Not running, flying, sprinting, jogging, or even cartwheeling.
Jumping, or flying, or pointing.
Leisurely walking. He sees the zinc covering and seems intrigued, but he doesn't want to go in or check for himself. He instead looms over it, looking at it with much curiosity. Don't know why he doesn't just go in there to see for himself. But luckily, this allows Frenchie to knock on the door frame, and Homelander appears, asking him where Sage is, but Frenchie flips him off.
For Sage.
Homelander then decides to walk into the uranium room, when we found out in episode 4 of season 5 that Homelander doesn't do too well with uranium, much like most people. But this nigga just decides to walk in the room that he thinks has uranium in. Okay, then Frenchie says they are coming for you as we speak.
Party trick. Yeah.
We already did. And they're coming for you as we speak.
But who are they? Kimiko? She's the only one with this power and you hit her. So, I don't know what he means by they. Homelander has the ability to detect lies, but I guess he just can't detect this lie for whatever reason. Frenchie then flips a switch, causing the radiation to turn on.
On this.
Why is there a switch inside of this room? I thought we wanted to monitor Kimiko and make sure that none of the measurements are off. Pretty sure having a switch that ties onto this uranium thing is just overall kind of pointless and doesn't do anything for us. This is an abandoned school, by the way, so I doubt there was a uranium room that came with it. I know some old schools are made with asbestos, but I don't think anybody made one with, you know, uranium. Anyway, Frenchie then taunts Homelander, which is funny because Homelander kills unimportant characters for less.
Look at you. I bet you never danced a day in your life.
But he also says how Homelander has never danced a day in his life, which is a reference to a previous scene that I don't care about. I am confused because I know somebody will say how the light switch is a backup plan for when Homelander gets in there so they can trap him. Then they can turn on the light switch which causes the uranium and then they close the door. That's very smart writing. Something like you wouldn't understand. But first off, that plan is just incredibly pretty situational. And second off, then why doesn't Frenchie close the doors? He instead just kind of stands there talking about dancing like he is the water Pokemon with the dumb name to pronounce. Quaquaval or whatever. Of course, Homelander then leaves the room and flies up into the air, deciding not to double check the zinc covering for some reason, because why would he do that? Eric Kripke would have to be a good writer in order for Homelander to do that. He instead just leaves. Of course, the dramatic music kicks in, so you know something bad's about to happen.
Frenchie! Frenchie!
Also, as soon as Homelander flies off, Kimiko immediately kicks the door down. Now what if Homelander comes back? Did we stop and think about that? Good thing he doesn't come back, even though now he knows this is Butcher's base of operations, he just never goes back there. Also, quick tangent, can we talk about how weird Homelander is this season and just how overall incompetent he is? Because it seems like he just sends the Deep Soldier Boy and Noir 2 to do his dirty work, instead of just doing this stuff himself. If Homelander flew around town using his X-ray vision, he would have definitely found Butcher and his team in a car, van, on foot, in a building, or literally anywhere, and he would have gotten the job done. But nope, send the Deep, the guy you know and think is incompetent to do the job, usually, and he loses to Starlight. I don't know. If Homelander just used his brain this season, none of this would have happened. Anyway, Kimiko runs to Frenchie, who is bleeding on the ground. Don't know how or why he got from there to here for a plethora of reasons. 1. No way he dragged himself down because the radiation would have done him anyway. 2. I doubt Homelander dragged him there because there would be no point. So he couldn't have gotten there himself, and I don't see why Homelander would have dragged him there. So how did he get here? The only way I see this happening is if Homelander turned off the radiation around the time he killed Frenchie, and Frenchie crawled over there. But that's about the only way I could see this happening. Also, why did Homelander aim for his stomach? Throughout this show, we typically see him aim for heads.
This little guy here is my son, Ryan.
And we have seen this time and time again. Is it for Frenchie to suffer even though he doesn't even get to see the suffering? So what would be the point of this? Also, aren't we tired of the boys doing this "you saved me" shit for the 12th time?
Thank you for saving me.
No. Okay. You saved me.
Annie saved Huey. Huey saved Annie. Huey saved Butcher. Lenny saved Butcher. Annie saved Maeve. Kimiko saved Butcher. Kimiko saved Frenchie. Butcher saved MM. MM saved Homelander. Homelander saved Ryan. Becca saved whoever. And it's like, aren't we just tired of doing it at this point? We get it, these characters have an impact on each other. But like, we don't have to beat this in. It's just, in my opinion, spammed at this point, and they always do this. But uh-oh, the sad music is playing, and we can see the heaven lights. So we know Frenchie's about to die now. Feel something, audience. Feel something. You should feel sad in this episode, because in the next episode we'll have a funeral scene for him, where we will just talk about assholes. Because that's comedy, I guess.
But as I composed this letter on cardstock smuggled into the Freedom Camp, within the anus of a rotund guard with colitis named Bert, I am reminded that I do have something to give you. The knowledge that I have seen each and every one of your assholes.
Excuse me?
It says what it says. Butcher, I installed the toilet cam once purely for science. Long story, and inadvertently captured yours. Huey and MM, as we were bent over and searched for contraband in the camp. Annie, I accidentally walked in on you and Huey plumbing each other's depths, but you did not notice me. I'm just gonna skip ahead.
Yeah, if that's a good idea.
Some refer to it as a mud dungeon chestnut balloon knot. Okay. All right, he drew sketches. This is mostly asshole related, but okay, yeah, I think he's getting to his point.
It's so unfunny!
Look, I am no prude. I like South Park and Pokemon Clover in Class of 09, and there was a joke in American Dad where they killed off 100 characters. That's not my issue. My issue is that there's a clear double standard about what can be made fun of on the show and what can't. When Annie gets assaulted in season 1, it's played seriously and it follows throughout the rest of the show. Annie's assault is seen as something horrible that should not be made fun of, and Firecracker is seen as a bad person for making fun of Annie's assault. Meanwhile, Huey gets assaulted twice in season 4, and Eric Kripke said in an interview it was hilarious. Don't know why he finds it funny. Then Black Noir dies in season 3, and Adam Brooke dies in season 4, both being played as a joke for some reason.
Don't worry, Irving. We are so proud of you. Soon you'll be in the sweet embrace of Christ the Lord.
God. Come here. My ass hurts so fucking much.
I don't know why this show is consistently changing its mind on what can or can't be made fun of and what can or can't be funny. Especially since in season 1, the Deep gets assaulted too, and that's played seriously. But I guess now we just can't take anything seriously, except for when the show wants us to. When Butcher dies in the season 5 finale, it's serious and there's not a single joke about it. And his funeral service is pretty respectful. But I guess Frenchie just doesn't have that, leisure. Then Sister Sage cries when he dies because I guess now she has a heart or whatever this show's trying to portray. Sister Sage's heart grew 3 times her size. Lastly, I want to mention Frenchie and Kimiko kissing because I have nothing against these two kissing, it's their relationship. But I hate the mere fact that these two are in a relationship because it just kind of feels like we were wasting time here. So we spend a season of them deciding how they don't have romantic feelings towards each other and instead are more like family. We even give Frenchie a man named Colin to sleep with, even though Frenchie is responsible for killing this man's family and he's deeply traumatized by that, and doesn't tell him. So I guess Frenchie just fucks his victims now, true IDF soldier. Only for Colin to leave and never be mentioned again. Like, never again. And Frenchie gets with Kimiko anyway, so it was like, what was the point of doing any of that? You could have just gotten her with Kimiko from the jump, and nothing would have changed. It's kind of like in Ruby when Penny comes back from the dead, becomes the Winter Maiden, because why would Winter be the Winter Maiden? And then she dies and Winter becomes the Maiden anyway. We're just setting up plot points to drag out time with the guise of it being, yo, this is character development. This is meant for the characters. But the development here just kind of feels, I don't know, half-assed. It's like you're trying to trick the audience and make them double think like, oh my goodness, what if Frenchie ends up with Colin and he's never mentioned again? What if Penny's actually the maiden and then she just dies? They had to make her a human first though, because that way she can be permanently dead. Whatever, fuck that show. So let's summarize. Frenchie is stupid, Homelander is stupid, and the plot saves our heroes once again. Because, of course.